Chris, take us away, sir.
All right. So, Tomb of Annihilation um, is set in the southern portion of Faerun, however you like to pronounce it. Um, Ultimately, in a land called Chult, and got some really cool stuff. Nice product placement. Got some really cool stuff to go on, and cannot wait to get down into the nitty gritty. There's going to be a lot of different paths that you can take, but the way that it all comes together, you all reach, or everybody reaches one ultimate goal, and we'll get into that as we go along. But first, we are going to set the scene, and so we're going to put you into for a moment into in place of our characters, and I'm purposely not letting them introduce themselves right now, but they will be able to introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about themselves here in a few minutes. But for right now, we set the scene by um, seeing a dock pier come off of a large city with a big multi-sail ship sail having a sail down at the Burger King. We we find a multi-sail ship, multiple riggings, all that good stuff. I'm not from anywhere close to the sea, so I don't know enough about it to tell you a lot about it. But we've got a big boat, multiple sails. There is a flag on the top, intricately designed with gold trim and different things. It's a blue flag. It's got a lion inside of a golden circle. It is very beautiful. And we find our four adventurers walking up the gangplank as they board this boat. They have all agreed that they are skipping town off to start a new life in an island that they've been told about called Vostra. And on this island, they've been hired to do a few odd and end jobs and hopefully make enough money that they can start a new life for themselves. And so as they walk up the plank to board this boat, it's going to be a few days journey. They pass by a few people. They pass by the first mate. He is a human with a big scar going across his forehead. He's very tan. Has on a vest with no shirt underneath it and just some frayed red pants. He has a piece of twine for a belt. He's just kind of a rough and gruff sea uh, first mate kind of person that he really fits his part. And then you also pass what you will learn is the captain of the boat. Um, as you're walking up, you can see on the side of the boat is a name, but it is written in a particular language. So, do any of you speak Elvish?
Of course.
Nope.
Okay.
Of
Um,
course I speak Elvish.
I
that,
also speak Elvish.
okay. So Corey and Zach,
My
you
name
both.
is Val. You can
Excuse
call
me.
me
Uh, uh,
Val.
I I apologize. Val and uh, Ty, you both look at um, the words, and you have to do a double take because it's not normally you have like a real smooth kind of rhyming name of a boat, but the Elvish that it works out to be is basically the name of this ship is the papoose of the Father Seahorse, and so you feel very secure and on the papoose of the Father Seahorse. And as you walk up, you meet the captain of the papoose of the Father Seahorse, and his name is Weiwei, Weiwei. He's a very tan individual. He has tribal tattoos all over his body, um, deep black, thick lines with tribal prints, but it seems like there are different faces inside of these tribal prints, like they represent different individuals. You don't know if it's individuals that he's maybe taken their life, or maybe individuals that were important to him. But you walk up, he gives you each a very strong and sturdy handshake, introduces himself, and he says, "Hello, travelers. My name is Weiwei. I will be your captain over these next few days. How are you today?" And he reaches his hand out to Enoch first, shakes his hand. It goes down the line. You kind of moving in. Everything goes well for that first few hours. You settle in for the afternoon. You find yourself down a second level inside of the mess hall that evening. And you look around and you get the sense that there's not too many more people on this boat besides the captain, first mate, the different individuals who help with the boat. But you guys are kind of the only travelers here, and it kind of puts you on edge, but you don't have anything really to go by. And so you find yourselves kind of at separate tables. You just kind of wandered in whenever you don't know each other, but you've all agreed to go. And you see the captain sitting at the bar with a nice big glass of chocolate milk, a nice big mug of chocolate milk. And so, as always in a D&D campaign, you start out
In a bar.
In a bar, yeah. So we'll
He's
give
obviously
you
drinking chocolate milk, so he's going to be in a bar.
exactly. I mean, they're in a dry county, so they can't sell alcohol.
There you go.
It's a dry ocean, right?
Dry ocean.
No booze while we're working, of course.
Exactly.
Of course.
So we're
Safety
on a
first.
boat with no cows,
This is
and we're drinking chocolate milk.
Well, actually, that's what I was hired for, was to druid craft a cold chamber for all the storage. So hopefully my talents will be used someplace else besides keeping drinks cold.
Well, you guys are all kind of situated around. The captain is there in the middle. First mate is off steering the boat.
Captain.
Yes, sir, my fine fellow.
Yes, Valruin. You hired me for
Oh yeah,
keeping
you're
of your stores.
You're a Calvinator. Yeah.
Yeah, and how much was I getting paid for this?
You're getting a free ride to Vostra. That was the deal.
That was the deal. Oh,
yeah. You keep my chocolate milk nice and cold, and I give you a free ride to Vostra to start over.
How much did the ride actually cost these folks?
For you, it's free.
Insight.
Now bring me some more chocolate milk. Go ahead.
First roll of the campaign.
First roll. Are you lying? All right, let me get my character book. Ooh, I get a +5 to insight. Here we go. That's a 22.
22. With a 22, he's not lying to you in that you are getting to go for free. But you also kind of get the sense that you could have got a little more out of the deal had you been able to barter a little bit better.
During session 0 that we had.
Exactly, yeah. So I took the liberty of rolling for all of you by myself in a room with no cameras.
I role played all of your characters.
I had your sheets. I sat down, and then I went to the next one, and I sat down.
You have a mirror.
Yep.
Like 4 different mirrors.
Yeah, he went to his daughter's bedroom, got out one of their dolls, put one doll in each chair.
Exactly.
Got tea for everyone.
I had to bring in Elsa and Anna and
Who got Olaf?
Moana and all kinds. That's awesome.
Oh.
That's awesome.
so.
Disney, not a sponsor.
No, yeah.
But we would be open to.
Yeah, no
So.
this is family friendly. Please
abs-
have your kids watch. It's great.
So. You kind of get that idea that he's like, don't ask me about it. Just be glad that you're on the boat. Kind of feel.
Got it.
He Wei the captain kind of looks over at you, Enoch, and he says, it's a pleasure to see one of your kind here with us. And then he cuts his eyes over at Maximillian and then back at you. He says, there's not going to be any issues or any trouble here with you guys, right?
And what makes you think there's going to be some trouble?
Oh my. Robert,
He says,
are
"Hey,
you gonna
I'm-
sustain that, Robert? You better sustain that, at the end.
I'm going to do my best.
Handle it.
I'm sorry. Everybody else can die, but Enoch has to live through this entire thing.
Oh man.
So
Oh.
he looks over at you, Maximilian, and kind of does the, I'm talking to you too, sir. Are you gonna play nicely?
I only respond to the evil that decides to enter my domain. If he decides to, let's see, take a chance and enter my domain, then we might have a problem. But otherwise, I think we should be fine.
And what makes you think that I'm going to be doing something evil?
I would keep going with that, but I can't match that. I would do the, I should do the Swedish from Swedish Chef.
The Swedish Chef?
He's doing the Swedish Chef, but I should be doing the other one, the Beaker.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait, looks at Maximilian. He says, "Don't worry. Your room has a lock and a key. You are the king of your domain inside of your own quarters. Everything's gonna be all right." And then he takes a minute. He takes a minute and he kind of swings around, and it's like one of those bar stools that spin. And so he swings around, and he looks over at Ty, and he kind of gives him a glance, and he says, "So, what brings you aboard the papoose of the Father Seahorse, my little scrappy friend?"
Is your knowing required for me to continue with this journey?
No, just asking, just trying to be cordial.
Is that all?
Oh wow, okay, one of those. And so he spins back around on his stool. As he spins, y'all all get a glance. He's got all these like tribal tattoos, all these different faces. I forgot to tell you, he's in like frayed pants, no shirt, but he has like these leather suspenders on, but like as he spins, it kind of moves around, and you notice that there's not like a tan line underneath. He's just tan all over, and he's got these tribal tattoos. But what you do notice is on his right arm, on his bicep, you have all these little tattoos, but he has one brand. So it's like somebody took a hot branding iron to his arm, and instead of being a tattoo, it's a raised spot. And there's tribal tattoos all around it, but none that cover it up. And so it's like this, just it's a circle, and it's got what we would know looks like the Colosseum inside of it, like the Roman Colosseum. And so it's got like this super dome kind of picture on his arm, and so it's kind of a little bit out of place, but it's also kind of it's been left alone from the rest of his tattoos. And so he spins back around. You see his brand, and he goes back and takes a big swig of his chocolate milk and slams the mug down on the counter, wipes the foamy chocolatey milk off of his mouth, stands up, turns around, and this is you see his full mass. I mean, he's like a Hulk of a person. And so he kind of walks off, and he says to all of you, says, my shift will come soon enough. I'm going to get some shut-eye. Hopefully we will see you in the morning. If you do get sick, go up off the side of the boat. And he kind of walks out and leaves you guys to yourself.
Enoch just tries not to pay attention to Maximillian, once in a while taking a look over there and kind of doing a slightly burning stare before he turns his head away.
Well, Maximilian's
Eyes
doing the
closed,
best he. Yeah, I'm just doing my best not to get into a conflict. Now is not the time. Now is the time to focus on getting to our destination.
Ty is closely watching everyone armed in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Val, you going and getting a chocolate milk, or?
I would love to go get a chocolate milk. Yes, of course.
Okay.
Do I know the bartender, or is it like one of those buffets where you just spigot of chocolate?
There's
milk?
a young dwarf woman with a nice long blonde beard who comes. You couldn't really see her before because she has a stool that she stands on to kind of get to the height of the bar when she's behind the bar. But she comes out and she comes over. And she says, "You'll have to excuse the captain. He gets a little grumpy when he hasn't had his sleep. Can I get you anything?" And she is speaking loud enough that she can kind of just, if one of you or several of you want to call her over and get a meal or a drink or whatever you'd like, she can kind of take your order. This isn't like a huge Ryan's buffet or Golden Corral.
I'm sorry, madam, what is your name?
My name is Felicia. Felicia the dwarf.
Well, hi, Felicia. My name is Val. You may have heard of me. I'm actually working for the captain to keep all of our food nice and preserved.
Oh, are you our new refrigerator?
Yes, sure.
Wow.
Yes, of course. Whatever you need.
I went in there. I had to come back out and warm my hands up. It was so cold. Thank you so much. our frothed milk is going to stay for days. We're so thankful to have you here.
Wonderful. Now I'll use my druid craft to kind of. I'll be like, "What is your favorite flower, madam?"
Probably a daffodil.
Daffodil. Felicia, it's all yours
Yes.
tonight. You see me. You gotta see this kind of swirling, kind of a mix of arcane and like a purplish, greenish, and divine magic kind of swirl up through my palm of my hand. You see this nice daffodil just kind of finally grow up and bloom right in front of her, and I just kind of pick it and just hand it to Felicia.
Oh, Val, do you do this for all the girls back home?
I do this for everybody. It's as long as it makes you smile, it makes me smile on my heart.
Well, thank you, darling. And she kind of like stands up on her tiptoes and gives you a kiss on the cheek, and she takes her daffodil and she kind of tucks it into one of the braids of her blonde beard. And she says, You gave me a flower in the middle of the ocean. Is there anything I can get you?"
Oh well, the fire in my heart is burning pretty heavy right now. So
Whoa! I have a man back home. We're gonna have to stop
oh
right
no,
there.
the fire of happiness, not
Oh,
of
okay.
what you're thinking.
Not of passion.
But I mean, I'm very charismatic. I'm so Val, what he looks like is let me get my sheet up here. My bio. So Val is, I write it down. He has dirty blonde hair, kind of about to his shoulders. I wouldn't say it's it always smells of fresh flowers. Just because I'm a druid and I can pretty much
I do it a
conjure
one. I'm a
anything,
druid.
basically. So yeah, I have light tan skin. You can kind of tell I've been outside a lot. I have hazel eyes. I'm about 5'3", kind of real short. About 165. I'm not too big, but not too small. And I'm kind of young for a half elf. So it's my clothes. I have scale mail armor. The leather is kind of a darkish, greenish brownish color. The overlaps of the scale mail where the leather is, it's really fine chains. So scale mail. What's scale mail? Scale mail is where it's I need to picture scale mail. I forgot what it even looks like. Scale mail. Does anyone remember? Oh, okay, yeah. So the leather bindings on it, most of it's a real fine, except for the shoulders. The shoulders are actually almost look like not feathers, but like dragon scales. Not actually dragon scales, just normal like iron, but everything else is really small, intricate scales all over my shirt. So. Or my chest piece, but kind of shiny, and I have a scimitar on the side, so I kind of come off as looking more of a fighter than a druid. I think the smell of flowers gives it away. But I just kind of keep myself kept up, and I'm always happy. Thank you for the chocolate milk.
Oh, you're welcome.
is-
And before I forget, and she reaches down in her apron and she pulls out 4 keys And she looks at them, and she takes out glasses. She looks at them. She hands each of you a key. They all got a number on them. She says, "These will get you into your rooms, into your quarters for the evening. You can stay in there until we reach Vostra, and if I can get you anything else, please let me know. But if not, there's not really anything going on. We've got Karaoke Tuesday that'll be going on tomorrow night, but it's kind of a lull tonight. So if you guys want to, I can fix you some food or get you a chocolate milk. But we're going to kind of settle in for the night and be ready and raring to go in the morning."
Do you have any help, or is it just you?
Oh, well, I have somebody that takes my other shift, but there's not really a whole lot of people. We don't really take in a lot of
Felicia, I'm already working for the captain, so I'll go around to the tables and get their orders and let you know. You just stay behind here. Plus, it'll give me a chance to meet more people. You understand?
All right. So just let me know if they want some stew or some chocolate milk or something.
What's on the menu tonight, Felicia?
We've got stew and we've got chocolate milk. You can have water, but I can't guarantee it'll be fresh. It might be salty.
Well, I can conjure some fresh water for everybody.
Oh, well then, why don't you just...
That's why I'm here, remember?
Why don't you just take their order and fix their food then?
I'm not a good cook.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to feel important, so just let me know. Let me know if they need anything. And she kind of
saunters off.
Yeah.
All right. Well then.
She wears her hair back and forth as she walks away.
She whips her hair back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I will head over to.
Now, was it her beard hair or was it her?
Oh, it was like beard hair to the left, back like head hair to the right, and then opposite. Like,
that's funny. I will head over to the nearest human that I see. Who's the nearest human?
I'm human.
We've got Ty is a half elf, and
no, Val's a half elf. Ty, are you half elf, Ty?
No, I'm human.
I'm sorry, he's full human. My bad.
I'll head over to Ty then. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hi, I'm a voyager here. I am helping the captain out with certain things, and I just figured I'd help Felicia, the bartender, just help with orders and stuff. Are you hungry or are you thirsty? There's not much on the menu, but
I will take some water.
Water, of course. I will write that down.
Okay.
Because I don't know if conjure water is a cantrip.
I think create water is like destroy and create water or whatever. I think that's a first level spell.
It's a first level. Okay. Yeah, I ain't gonna do that.
So you're getting some chocolate milk.
And are you hungry at all? I mean.
No.
No. Okay. My name is Val, by the way.
I am Ty.
Hi, Ty. Hi. Just curious. What do you have there? What is your weapon of choice there?
A bow staff.
Oh, very nice. You mind if I
you
see it?
You want to see my bow staff?
Yeah, well, hold it if you don't mind. I am, what do you say, proficient in those.
He's got nice bow staff skills.
He hands it over, but slowly.
Of course, yeah. I'm smiling the entire time. I feel the weight of it. Very nice. Is this a family heirloom or is it
given to me by my monastery?
Aha. So he looks very curious at you. Ah. Who do you worship?
Hold on.
I've never heard of that one.
Tyr,
Tyr.
the god of justice.
Oh, very nice. Well, you will be exacting justice. You can extract it too, I'm sure.
Oh yes.
Exacting
I
justice.
extract a lot of justice.
Oh, well, thank you for your time, Ty. I will, I'll say, hey, Ty, what's your favorite flower? At the monastery, what did they have all over the place?
We didn't have many flowers. We just gardened for food that we could eat.
Ah, okay. Well, thank you, Ty. And then I'll head over to the tiefling,
Enoch.
Enoch. Hello, sir. How are you today?
Oh, so far so good.
Wonderful.
Can't complain yet.
It wouldn't do any good, right?
It wouldn't do any good anyway. That's the truth.
Well, my name is Val. I'm helping out with the captain. I'm kind of employed.
He's the refrigerator! Says Felicia from behind the counter.
Kind of helping out the captain a little bit.
He keeps things cold!
Thank you, Felicia. Thank you.
Sounds like you got your own Greek course going already.
Yes, I just know that it's hard work, for what they do. So I figured, hey, I might as well help out. One person, she's missing her other person to help out. So that's what I do. So, are you hungry? Are you thirsty?
Excuse me.
Bless.
Gesundheit!
Well,
Who's the
a
fool?
book and a beer would be good, but I have a feeling it's not available, so I'll just take water or milk or whatever they've got available down over there.
All right, and a tiefling. That is
Yes, and you see,
very curious.
his skin is a very dark blue. The horns curving all the way back, following the top of the skull. His hair is black, but a deep enough black. It almost has like a bluish tinge to it as well. But his eyes are a striking emerald green. And as you see him there, he is in his full leather armor.
Wow, you have a very powerful look. It's
Well,
very overwhelming. The senses.
In all of the things that I did in my travels before, you have to keep your strength up.
Aye. Well,
Chocolate milk's good for your bones!
And a bump in a beer is good for your attitude.
We're in a dry county, you can't sell liquor!
So I have heard.
So, Enoch,
So I will take whatever.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah.
What brings you upon this boat going to this island of mystery?
Well, since the traveling group of performers and entertainers that I used to be with think that I'm no longer capable of doing the job as an acrobat, I'm going off and trying to find my own way into other areas of trade.
Entertainment.
I can put my skills to use.
How much do you think you could do something for us here? I'm sure some of us have some coin that we could pay. We would greatly enjoy some more entertainment than stew and chocolate milk.
Well, maybe after we've all eaten and everything's settled in our head, I'll think about it.
Oh, wonderful! That would be grand. Well, Enoch, I will get your order in with Felicia. My name is Val, by the way.
Pleased to meet you. My name is Enoch.
Enoch, wonderful. What are you wearing as far as your weapon?
He has two. You can see two short swords, but he also has a long bow.
Oh, wow. good to know. And then I will make my way to the angelic one sitting, brooding. Hello.
Good afternoon.
I'm Val.
I am Maximillian.
Oh wow, that's a. Is there a shorter? Whoop, like Max or is he Maximillian?
Maximillian.
Got it. Sorry, just trying to break the ice. I don't know anybody here, so.
He's the refrigerator. That was a joke.
Oh, that's Felicia. If you don't know, she's the bartender. But I am.
Yes.
I'm just here helping out. I was employed by the. I'm getting passage to the same island as everyone else, but I had certain capabilities that were useful for the captain. So I'm just here helping out with some of the stuff for Felicia as well, because she's just the only one here. But just wondering if you needed anything, any kind of drink, or if I think all we have is water, stew, and chocolate milk.
I am currently in the middle of fasting.
Ah,
I am trying to center myself for the journey and for the days ahead.
I respect that. I have done many of those. Yeah. Well, is your fast for a religion of sort, or for your?
Yes. I am a devotee of Torm, the god of courage and of self-sacrifice.
Wow. The guy behind you there, he's actually the god of justice. Maybe y'all could,
It's a worthy attitude to take.
Yeah. Well, me personally, if you can't tell, I am a worshiper of all of them. It may sound strange, but from what I know is that all of nature is created by all the deities. So it's kind of like we're all connected somehow, even the bad ones.
Sounds like he's very indecisive.
Be careful not to spread yourself too thin, my friend, for being caught on the wrong side of the coin can be detrimental to your health.
Oh yeah, it's always the choices we make. I try to stay on their good side, I hope you do the same.
I will try.
That's all we can do. Did you want fasting? Thank you.
Fasting, yes.
What weapon is that?
It is a long sword that I had made specifically for my journeys that start with this particular one. I wanted to start a fresh new weapon so that not only for sharpness sake, but also one that in the end I could retire and show the pride of my accomplishments with every ding in the metal. I am hoping that my chainmail that I wear can suit me well until I can eventually upgrade to something that will show an emblem of my deity on the breastplate.
Yes. I might be able to help with that in the future. So I can heat metal to very high temperatures. So
very nice.
So it looks like, from what I've gathered, we all kind of, everyone in here seems to be on the side of good. We're all here just looking for work, as myself. Not really sure about adventure, but it seems to be, no matter where you go, there's some sort of adventure. So I'm
I will do my best to avoid. Unfortunately, when you mentioned good, it made me think that there is evil out there, and
Oh,
I tend to
yeah.
lose my temper when I am around evil. I must destroy it.
I understand. I understand. Well, I'm going to go put these orders in, and I hope we can talk some more.
I would enjoy your company,
Wonderful, thank you.
for our conversation helps me forget that I am fasting.
Well, good. I will try not to bring anything close to your table when I bring it out. I will cover it
Much appreciated.
with my cloak. Thank you. And Maximillian, was it?
Yes,
Ah, wonderful. I'm Val. And
Val.
I will go to Falacia and put in the orders.
By the time you turn around, she's banging on the bell, going ding 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 ding. Here's the orders. I just listened in and got them as you talk to the individuals.
That is service, Felicia. That is service.
I usually do this by myself. I don't have to share the tips that way. But thanks for your help. And she sets down a plate, and she's got some chocolate milk and some stew and a cup of water. A cup of water. And I think that was all that was ordered, maybe.
Enoch would like a stew as well.
Oh, 2 stews. Bloop, bloop. She goes over, takes a big ladle, and ladles out another thing of soup in a wooden bowl, puts it on there, and sends it out through Val.
Yep. And I will conjure some gooseberries and put a gooseberry like a garnish on each one, except for Maximillian. And tie out. I think I make 10. So Enoch, I'll give you 5, and Ty, I'll give you 5. So you can put 5 gooseberries in your inventory.
So each of you have 5 gooseberries in your inventory, and we won't talk about the health concerns or the health inspector food score that'll come up after the waiters adding stuff into stews after they've been prepared. But
I'm just going to take a look and make sure gooseberries aren't similar to horse apples.
So you guys can keep talking if you guys want to, if you got something else that you'd like to say or anything, but everything's going to wind down for tonight, and whenever you guys get talked out, you guys can settle down for the evening, go to your rooms. If you have any kind of prayer or any kind of ritual that you need to do, you can take time to do those. Is there anything else that you guys want to do before you turn in for the night?
I'll meditate in my room, but
Okay.
I will make note of, what side of the boat the moon is on, and trying to note which way is east and west so that I can maybe take a mental map.
Okay.
And Enoch will double check to make sure that the sea spray from the ocean and all that hasn't done anything to the metal on his short swords, and check to make sure his boat's not been
Okay.
too wet and weakened by the effect of the sea spray when they had been going through the waves and when they were boarding.
Okay. So Maximillian, you get your bearings set, and you are fairly sure that the boat is heading due west, just straight out to sea from the coast that you set sail from. And Enoch, you take some time, you go over and make sure that everything is ship shape. There's no issues, no concerns. Everything looks just as sharp as what you expect it to be. Val, is there anything?
I'm just going to go around the crew, introduce myself, give flowers where I can, and just kind of uplift everybody's spirits and hope that Enoch will give us a show and sometime during this voyage.
Okay. So you go around and give out roses and lilacs and irises and all kinds of Faerun flowers that are probably non-existent in this world, but are there, and all those good things. And you really do seem like you are brightening the spirits of
Good.
the men that and the people that are working on the ship. Again, it just seems like it's just you that particular group, and then the individuals that are in the crow's nest, and making sure that the sails are set the way they need to, and steering the boat, and mopping the floors, cleaning the poop deck, all that good stuff. So anything else before you all guys bed down for the night?
No.
I'm good.
Okay. Everybody roll me a perception check.
+5 per perception. 12.
15.
14.
I've been far too long without food. I rolled an 8.
8.
You're raging in the room.
Okay.
Slapping your back with the.
Let's see. Was it Todd? You rolled the 15.
And
I
I-
rolled a 14. Yeah.
Okay,
I had a
so
15.
Enoch, you rolled the 15. Y'all drift off to sleep. Enoch, you have this weird sense, and with a 15, you kind of get the feeling like there is a presence in your room with you. Is there anything you basically have sensed something that the others haven't? So is there anything that you'd like to do from your sleeping position?
Enoch slowly reaches under the bed and grasps the hilt of one of his short swords, and he tries to, with his dark vision, he looks around in the room to see if he can actually see anybody physically per se.
Okay, so you go to try to grab, you prepare, get a weapon ready, and you kind of take a look around. You look in front of you. You don't see anything in front of you. You can see some light coming from underneath the door. You take a moment and you notice that not only can you see a bead of light underneath the door, but there's also a slight crack of light coming through the side of the door, and you realize that it is cracked open. You pan over to your left, and you see an individual there standing next to your bed.
Drinking chocolate milk.
And just,
No, they're not
Oh,
drinking
sorry.
chocolate milk. Sorry.
I look at
They-
them and say, "And just who would you be coming into my room?"
Okay, so go ahead and roll initiative.
Whoa. Whoa.
13.
13. Okay, so they got a 10. So you feel threatened. Obviously, there's somebody in your room bearing down over you on your bed. I will say you have enough. You are prepared enough that you have your weapons on you. Did you sleep in your? You just got jams on, or are you wearing your full body
He
armor?
would have, Enoch being the not necessarily paranoid, but being the highly suspicious person that he is, he left his armor on.
Okay. So he rolled a 10. You go first.
Okay.
You can. What would you like to do?
What he would like to do, if he can, is using the blunt end of his sword, not the sharp end.
Mm-hmm.
Use it to sweep whoever this is his leg, so he can knock him on the ground, and then put the blade up against his throat to try to see who it is and get them to maybe do a little bit of a talking.
Okay. We'll do an opposed athletics check to see if you can knock his feet out from underneath him.
All right. Ooh. Was going to be a 21, but turns out to be an 11.
Okay, he rolled a 17, and so you go for his legs, and he does not give. He's pretty stout.
Okay.
But if you would like to stand, you may do so. If you have any kind of bonus action that you'd like to do.
Let's see. No other bonus action per se. He'll just get himself out of bed and in a defensive position. Hopefully maybe grabbing the other sword, so he has both of his short swords in it, one in each hand.
Okay. Now our mysterious figure without chocolate milk, but who has a flower. No, I'm just kidding. They don't have a flower. Just kidding. Our mysterious individual, he is going to try to grapple you. So we'll do another opposed athletics check to see if he can grapple.
Could I use acrobatics?
Yes,
to try
you
to
may.
dodge
You
out
may
of his
use
way?
acrobatics to try to dodge.
Even with that, it's a 7.
Okay, that's a 22. So he has you grappled, and as he does that, another individual enters your room. The rest of you and Enoch, you wake up momentarily, long enough to be kind of shoved out of your bed and have a hood put over your face. You are led out of your room back into the dining mess hall, and you're set down. Each of you are sitting next to each other. Enoch and Maximillian, you are sitting as far apart from each other as you can. So Ty and Val are sitting in between you. You're all sitting down in. No, you've been your hands have been tied. You're sitting on the ground. You're sitting there, up against the wall. There is a fifth figure that is sitting next to Maximillian. You can feel his presence, but you don't know who he is or anything about him. Then the way this is going to play out is each of you are going to be seated in a chair. The hood's going to be lifted, and you're going to, and I'll go ahead and tell you who you see and what you see. But each of you are going to be asked, what are you worth, in a sense? And so they're looking for any kind of skills or abilities that you might have to bring that make you valuable, that would make you valuable to somebody. And so we'll say that they grab Enoch first, roughly sit you down. The hood is lifted off. You see a host of what you can perceive to be as pirates. They all have a matching skull and crossbone tattoos. There's a guy with a captain's hat, black captain's hat with skull and crossbone. He has a parrot on his shoulder. He has a bright red beard and a cutlass in a sheath on his side. No peg leg, no hook, but you see him and you see these henchmen, and you look and you recognize one of these individuals. You recognize the facial features as because you have dark vision, the individual that initially came and got you. And so your ship has been commandeered and been taken over, and so you are standing before the captain of the pirate crew who's taken over the papoose of the father seahorse. And he looks at you and he says, what are your specialties? Why should I not just toss you into the ocean at this point and make fish food out of you? Are you worth anything to me? Can I sell you? May I get a pretty penny out of you for your trade skills? What do you do well? And this is a moment where you have full reign to describe your character. If you would like to go into class and everything, you may. I know some of you've already done a little bit. If you want to go into any more detail, or if you want to ask to be allowed to show off your skill, you have that option too. They're literally trying to figure out how much they can get for you. So Enoch, you're in the hot seat. You have a pirate with a parrot on his shoulder, bright red beard, cutlass on his side, henchmen all around, and he basically says to you, "What are your talents? What are you good at?"
Well, I'm good at a good variety of things. I'm pretty good with acrobatics and tumbling and things like that. But more importantly, I can track my way through a forest and field and get people where they need to go, like I did with the troop. I have very good keen eyes. I'm very perceptive. And to answer your other question, whether you can sell me or not, no, you cannot sell me. I'm a free man. You will not be able to. I will not let you sell me to anyone or anything. I'm a free man, even if I am a tiefling.
He laughs. I mean, this is like an evil maniacal cackle, like almost Jabba the Hutt, just like blah. And he gets right up in your face, and he says, "Do you know who I am?"
To be totally honest, no, I don't. So would you just please get out of my face and let me go before I spit in your face and do some other things?
Says, "I am Captain Lavabeard of the Lava Patrol. You're mine now." And about that time, somebody comes up, bonks you on the side of the head. Your hood's placed back on, set to the side. Ty, you're up, placed in the chair, hood's taken off. You're in front of Captain Lavabeard.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
Do any of this time, does anybody touch me?
They have not yet, no. Well, I mean, they did in the bedroom to get you.
I mean, talk about these guys. Are we all bunched up together? Like our shoulders touching, or is our...
Oh, yeah, you and Ty's on your left, and Maximillian is on your right.
Then I will be casting guidance on each one of them as they do their thing.
Okay. And
let me check on to see if it's verbal or something, because it's VS, so verbal and somatic. So
are we bound?
Yes, you are.
What kind of gestures do I need to do? Well, I'm bound. What's it like? Wata wapa pop pop pop.
It's bound behind you, so
Wapa pop pop.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. So whenever you touch me, I cast guidance on you, so you get a... I'll post it here in chat. It's a cantrip, so
Yeah.
there you go.
Okay, well, if you want to know my abilities, I am a fighter. Fighter for tier, and tier only.
Who is this Tyr you speak of?
The god of justice, and you will surely meet yours soon.
And he gets right up in your face because he just likes doing it. This is his thing. This is what he does. He says, "Do you know who I am?"
Can I try to headbutt him?
Go ahead, yeah. Roll for an attack.
Unarmed strike? Or...
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I rolled a natural 1.
Oh man, you hit my head.
So you do the headbutt, and it hits his head, and he says, he just doesn't miss a beat. He just continues on. I'm Captain Lava Beard, and he just goes through his whole spiel about the Lava Patrol and how you're his. And then he just looks at you. Do you have
Who's
anything?
Daddy, man?
So I'm a human. I have like a robe on, like a monk robe. I have a wooden prayer beads on. And I don't really have much else. Just, I mean, I have darts, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. So he looks you over. He says, "Pathetic. Ain't that right, Crackers?" And the little parrot goes, "Yeah, pathetic." Hood goes back over,
Thought you were talking
sets
about
you down, and then Val, you're up next. Sit down. Hood comes off. Same thing. I mean, he knows that you've heard it. He doesn't care, but he asks you, you know, what are you good at? And feel free to whatever you like to do. Enoch, roll me a sleight of hand check.
You want me to type it in or tell you?
You can type it in.
Okay.
top it in, top it in.
Okay. Let's see. Go ahead, Val. What would you like to bring to the table? Is there anything you'd like to say to Captain Lavabeard of the Lava Patrol? So he lets you sit there in awkward silence for about three or four, about 30 seconds, and he says, "Do you know who I am?" He just gets right in your face. Same line. And he puts the hood back down on your head, and then they hoist Maximillian up, sits down. And same deal. What are you worth to me?
Well, I stand up to my full height. I don't know if it's going to mean anything to him. I'm 6'3".
You're taller than he is. You can see his minions start to kind of bunch up a little bit closer. Their hand goes to their swords.
I'm going to use divine sense right now to see if what type of characters I'm dealing with, whether they truly are evil.
They are scoundrels. They're not undead or anything. I mean, but
Right.
they're gonna sell you for money to somebody, and unless something happens, that's kind of how it's gonna go down.
So they're not fiend or celestial or You know, they're
no,
nothing
they're
like
not.
that. Only ones I can sense in the room is Fiend Celestials, me and Enoch.
Right. Yep. There's
Okay.
a big white dot where you feel like you are, and there's a big, well, there's a purple dot where he is. He said he was dark. You say dark purple, right, Enoch?
Dark blue.
Dark blue. Sorry, dark blue. So you see this dark blue blob where he is. But
All right.
no, just seem to be. There's a few dwarves, but there's mostly humans. In the back, you see a big dragonborn with a big club that just like he's got that underbite, and he just looks like he wants to hit something, and that's about all he thinks about. But other than that, I mean, you don't sense anything else. You don't get
Okay.
any kind of sense from that, but you can look and tell that they're bad people.
I'm going to attempt to intimidate the captain. And I'm going to,
Nice.
as I'm standing up full height, I'm going to lean over into his face.
You got guidance.
And I'm going to say, you, my friend, need to think of a way to get out of this without losing your face or your head. I tend to get angry suddenly when threatened.
And I rage.
He snaps. He snaps his fingers. One of his minions brings over the bar stool. He climbs up on top of the
That's
bar stool, bends down,
Step on the
and
chair.
says, "Do you know who I am?"
I'm going to take the opportunity to kick the bar stool out from under him.
Obviously,
Oh,
this person must have
nice.
amnesia. He seems to actually asking us who he is because he doesn't even seem to remember.
You kick the bar stool out from under him, and all of you hear all hear Enoch going. "Merp." You hear like it's a muffled 'cause it's underneath the hood.
That's awesome.
He's like the
But-
guy from Office Space.
Enoch is clearly not very happy at this moment.
Gonna burn this place to the ground.
You took my stapler.
My stapler. So, let's see.
Sorry,
I'll
Zachary.
just roll.
Zach's going, I don't know any of this stuff. Old people and their jokes.
Just start watching
Wow.
80s movies, then move to 90s movies, then the
Yeah.
2000s.
All right.
So he falls, hits his. He just lands square on his back, like it makes a loud pop because just the concave of the back, and he takes 9 points of damage. And he stands up. He grabs his sword.
I'm gonna yell, whoa, 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 please, please.
You have a hood on. You can't
Whoa,
see.
please.
When he grabs the hilt of his sword, I'm gonna like rush him and shoulder block him and see if I can knock him overboard.
Okay. So y'all are in the.
Oh, inside. Okay, we're not on the deck.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're back in
We're in
the.
Felicia's place.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
back in.
We're back
The-
I'll just shoulder
the
block
mess
him
hall.
see if I can.
But if you do want to bum rush him, that is perfectly fine. You can
Yeah.
You can just do a shove action.
Okay.
All right, like I tried before, I would like to try to see if I can, with my acrobatic limberness, wiggle my hands free from the bindings again.
Yeah, go ahead and roll again.
20,
See what you get.
dirty 20.
Okay. So, this is all happening a little fast. So, just so that we all know, so I can keep it straight in my own head. He falls on, lands on his back, big pop, big clap, stands up, grabs his sword. As he's grabbing for his sword, Maximillian is going to rush him, and do a shove action, and as he's doing that, Enoch is wiggling at his wiggling his wrists and trying to do a nice Harry Houdini. And he manages. Yeah, he's talking the entire time about all of the nasty things that he wants to tell Lava Beard whenever he gets to see his ugly face again. And you manage to get your hands free, and so let's go through the shove first.
Mm-hmm. I'll let his ruckus be a distraction for them while I'm doing my stuff.
I'm gonna
And
try
so
to
can I
try to break free of my binds?
Sure, but give me. He's using sleight of hand. He's using dexterity. You can use strength if you'd like and roll for it.
Of course.
The way the shove works is you make a strength check contested with a strength check or acrobatics check of the target. So we'll do this. Okay. So the captain rolls an 8.
Nice.
What was your roll?
It was a 21 with if I'm using the unarmed strike.
Okay. So he falls on his rear end, and as he does, your shoulder got him right in the sternum, so you knock the air out of him. And so as he's falling, he says, "Do you know?" He falls to the ground. Enoch, would you like to do anything at this moment with your hands free?
Now that my hands are free, whoever is the nearest one, I want to try to see if they have a dagger on them that I can steal.
Okay. So you are sitting on the end next to Val. So Val, do you have a dagger?
No, I'm either not necessarily one of the people in the group, but if one of the other pirates is close enough to me.
Okay, so do a sleight of hand check.
8.
8. So you at that moment go up and are trying to do your thing, and the human pirate that you're trying to pickpocket at this moment, he kind of he has something scratching his back, trying to get in his backpack or something. So he reaches around and he grabs and he feels your hand and he looks down at you. So you're caught. What was your roll, Val, for your strength check?
It was a 12.
A 12. Okay. So you pull at the bondings. You make a little toot, and
Druidcraft.
smells like flowers. Smells like
Sounds
flowers.
like flowers, exactly.
Febreze.
Druidcraft.
Because that's the important thing at this moment is that nobody smells your fart.
So I didn't break free?
You did not, no. And at this
Just
moment,
broke wind.
At this moment, you've got one of the pirates helps Captain Lavabeard up. Captain Lavabeard goes over and he scoops Crackers, his parrot. He says, "Crackers, are you okay? Are you okay? Did Daddy hurt you when he fell on you?" And he kind of barely gently puts him back up over on his shoulder. All of you are picked up. Enoch, you are rebound. Each of the individuals that are grabbing you has you grappled in the back. There's also an individual in the front, one of his men who have their swords out, ready for no more funny business. And as this is fixing to escalate, you hear a voice, and it is the last individual that was seated in the room next to Maximillian, and you recognize the voice as Wei, the captain of the papoose of the Father Seahorse. And he speaks up, and he says, Lava Beard, this is uncalled for. He says, I want you to take a look at my right arm. He says, I have already been through this once. He said, it was you who sent me to that place. And I earned my freedom. He said, I want the same to be done for these men. I don't care what you have in store for them, what you think you have in store for them. As a man who's already been sold and found my freedom, he says, I will take on your best man. One-on-one. If I win, listen, there's no getting out of this. I understand that. I am willing to forfeit the papoose of the Father Seahorse because I know that you've already won. But if I beat your man, us 5, we go to the pit. You'll take us to the pit, sell us to the pit. We'll earn our freedom. None of this throwing us in the sea. None of this being in the mines to the southeast. None of this going all over the place. No. One-on-one fight to settle it all. And Lava Beard says, and what if you lose?
Yeah, what if you lose? There, Wei.
And Wei says, if I lose, I will be your servant. Less than your punks that you have here. I'll grovel at your feet. If that's what you ask me to do, I'll pick up your parrot poop droppings. I will do whatever you ask. I will be your slave forever.
As soon as he finishes saying that, we're not gagged, right? We just have the
you just
the
bound.
bags over our heads. All right, I'm going to use thaumaturgy to make the sound of 3 cannons going off, as if another ship is coming and attacking.
Okay.
Ooh.
So as that happens, 5 of the individuals leave. So now there's 2 for each of you, which makes 8. The captain, 5 are leaving, and the captain says, wait. And he calls to the Dragonborn with a huge underbite. And he says, you will fight Urk here. And we will see what the fate of these 5 are. And then there's a fight. You guys don't know what happened. You can't see. You hear lots of punching and groaning. And eventually you 4 you're all put in one room, one of the bedrooms. A passed out, unconscious Wei is brought in, thrown at your feet. Doors locked. Couple minutes go by. Wei kind of wakes up. He says he looks over at you four and he says, I am so sorry.
What happened?
I was charged to see you safely to Vostra, but we're not making it to Vostra.
Take this mask off of me.
You are still bound, but the masks have come off. So y'all can all see now. You can, but for some reason, Lava Beard likes to be very manipulative and likes to talk to each person individually, so he can ask them individually, "Who do you think or do you know who I am?" and go through the line.
Is Wei bound?
Wei is not bound, but he's sitting there. He says, guys, they have a ship full of individuals that are piloting their ship and a crew piloting ours.
Are there any of his guards in here with us, or is it just us?
No, but because you had your hood off, there were 2 stationed at the door as 2 more brought him in and set him down.
Does he look hurt?
Yes, he is badly.
Then I will cast Healing Word on him.
Okay.
He gets 5 points back.
Awesome.
And
Can you unbind us?
Yeah, so he goes down and he unbinds you. And he says, now listen, I know that you guys are ready for action now. I know, he says, but please, he says, I just went through a beating. I won, but I just went through a beating because I'm trying to do what's best for you guys, because I got you in this mess. I wasn't diligent. I didn't stand watch for my ship. I was caught off guard. I was charged to get you safely to Vostra, and I failed.
Where are we
I
going?
did everything. So here's the thing. Lava Patrol are pirates in the southern ocean off the Sword Coast. They like to go out, attack ships, and bring them back to their headquarters. They have a crime syndicate set up in a city called Chult. It's very far south. It's close to the equator of the island, of the world. Very tropical jungles. He says, I've been there once before, and I got this. And he shows you his brand. He says, now listen, I did all that I could do. And he says, I've done this before. He says, I got a good test of all of you from your interrogation and from our talk. He says, now listen, this is how our life will be. He says, we're going to be sold into the pit. The pit is a giant coliseum. He says there's lots of people in Chult that just like to pay to see individuals fight other people, fight other things. They just love to see war, and because they're at a time of peace, they don't really have that. So they have games. He says, now, sounds brutal, yes. They do have individuals who will come in and heal the mortally wounded if they're in favor, and they will make sure that their champions are taken care of. He says, now the key is to find someone to get in favor with. See, if you become a notable fighter, you can earn your freedom that way. He says, that's what I did. I fought my way out. I found somebody that enjoyed me and my fighting style. They saw everything going on, and they bought my freedom. They paid for my freedom, and I was allowed to go because I gave it.
Is your real name Maximus Decimus Meridius? Or
No,
way?
it's way
Oh, okay.
way
Making
twice.
sure.
In my native tongue, it means strong legs and feet. Way legs and feet.
Yep.
Says now that's the best that I can do for you guys. Again, I'm sorry. He says if you guys want to try to escape, he says you can try. But they've got this thing. They have done this hundreds of times. They know what they're doing.
Would you be able to get us to a boat? One of your dinghies.
Dinghy.
A rescue boat, or do you have
A
one of those? Do you
lifeboat.
have does this boat have a little boat that you go to shore on? And
A lifeboat, a longboat
Lifeboat.
of some sort.
yes,
Yes, we did, but you have to understand. You can try to escape,
okay.
but they've done this hundreds of times. If the dinghy is still there, it is not seaworthy anymore. More than likely, it's been brought over to their boat. They isolate us. They keep us in this boat. They keep us guarded. They keep they've already taken all of the supplies, everything that we could possibly use to start a fire or whatever. They've taken it over and claimed it as theirs, and this is just the prison now.
Well, the worst thing that you could have on a boat out in the middle of the sea is a fire.
I agree.
And my friend, I can light fires all day, easily. Now, how attached to this boat are you?
My question for you, friend, is if you set this boat on fire, what's going to happen to us?
We go swim to the dinghy.
The dinghy is on Captain Lavabeard's
I thought
ship.
we didn't know where the dinghy was.
We
Can we
Hey.
find the dinghy?
possibly.
I just
You
like
wanna
saying
s-
dinghy.
Perhaps you could teach him a lesson and set fire to this lava beard ship.
How far
Set
does
fire to his lava beard?
how far does
I'll take either one at this point.
how far does produce flame reach? Or what-
It's,
what were
it's
you-
a druid craft, so it's
Oh,
I'd have to
okay.
like touch it. So
So you can't.
oh wait,
set this
actually
boat
30
on fire.
feet.
Oh no, it's not.
So the
feels
boats
like-
aren't tied up to each other like a pirate does, or is it
They-
the pirate ship way off and then?
Oh, I mean, but
I'm thinking pirate ships coming across on ropes. Ah!
And do the grappling
the
hook thing.
pirate
too.
ships are close by. I mean, the pirate ship is close by the. Well, I mean,
Is there a window where we're at?
nope. You're on the inside. This
There's
is
not
a.
porthole that we can look out of. And 30 feet away, boom! I just catch. No.
This
Sorry,
is,
guys, I'm running out of options here.
A bottle with liquid in it that he can light on fire and we can throw that far.
Huh?
He says.
Well, wait. It sounds like we're out of options. How can you prepare us for this pit, since you've already know about this? What can we do?
He says, well, I know the crowd loves a show. You have to catch someone's eye.
And I produce a flower, a rose.
That's
Like
not
this?
going to do any
Oh.
good whenever there's a dinosaur trying to eat you.
Who did you catch? Whose eye did you catch to get out?
Oh, that's a long story, my friend. There was a baron who a baron of the spice industry that has a lot of trade, that kind of has a lot of shady deals, and he saw that he could put my skills to good use, and he bought my freedom, and I did a lot of things that I'm not proud of. One of those things was kind of stealing his ship and some money to go out and do my own thing. So I hope he doesn't necessarily show up on the day that we perform in the pit.
So we can't use his connections.
I mean, I guess if you killed me, he might enjoy that, but please don't.
You
Knowing
bring
my
that
luck,
up.
someone would buy me just to put me on show as some sort of oddball freak thing.
Well, here's the thing.
You killed me.
Oh, this is awesome. Wait, he says, well, here's the thing. He says, if we have the ability to stay in a group, sometimes it's a little more difficult to catch somebody's eye as a group. But if we stay in a group, we have a little more leeway in naming our own terms as far as what we are looking for or what we would be willing to do. But he says, if you have your freedom bought, then I wouldn't just sneer away at that. He says you guys were all coming out to this land to restart your life anyways, right?
But not in a slave pit.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking for. I mean, I'm not looking for adventure.
That's not. I understand. It's not ideal, but
no,
why
no, not
why
ideal,
do you
man.
laugh?
The slightest. Wait, not in the slightest.
He says,
I offered you, cold chocolate milk from the finest.
do you have any more of that, by the way? He says, I mean, you can genuinely tell that he's a man of honor and he feels responsible for this and he wants to do what he can to help. But he is very sorrowful in the idea that he has gotten everybody into this mess.
Well, I thank you for your honorable intentions.
Even
And
with your questionable past, you have
Yes.
earned my respect.
You've obviously saved our lives.
Well, let's work together and we will save all of our lives together.
Together! And I put my hand in. Oh, I'm bound still.
No,
I'm no longer bound?
Yeah, no.
I put
you're
my
good.
hand in. Together! Together! Anybody else? No? Just me? Okay.
All right. So instead of just kind of going through all of this day by day, a couple of days go by. You brought in some rations, everything. After a little while, you hear some commotion. You are taken off of the boat, led out by heavy guard. Not just pirates, but also now armed soldiers. And you're taken out in the middle of the night. You are taken in to this huge coliseum. You go through the line. They look at each of your pieces of equipment. They make sure that they look in your teeth and do the kind of the look over. They hold you down. Each of you gets a brand of the Colosseum on your right arm, except for Wei, who already has one. And you are led into a cage, or well, you're led into another room. A gentleman, he's really thin, very thin elf, looks like the manager at like a concert, comes in with a clipboard, and he looks down the down at, he says, "Now, you fellows are new here." He said, "Oh wait, have I seen you before?" And Wei just goes, "No." And he says, "Do you have a name for your new group of vagabonds, adventurers, dino food? Do you have a name for yourself?"
Oh, that's a very comforting comment.
Dino food. I just
Don't call me names I don't know. Vagabond.
is this where
Well,
we come up with the name of our
We're just a
group
bunch of
now?
misfits who've been brought here whether we want to be here or not.
For the time being, we will just put you
Misfits.
down as Group
The
A.
misfits.
You will be fighting tomorrow morning, so get some rest.
Tomorrow morning. Who are we fighting?
It's not a who, it's a what.
And what will we be fighting with?
Your weapons will be given back to you as you enter the Colosseum.
Do you like flowers?
Sure.
Here, one of my finest roses. And then I do a little twist on the druid craft to make the scent, like the slightest scent, that is actually the smell of a skunk. Whenever he smells it.
So he goes, "Thank
I was hoping for poison ivy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Can you make some poison ivy?
Oh, sorry, I'm a little flustered. Sorry about that.
Tesseract for you." Okay, so sleep for the night. You're brought out, given your instruments of death. You and you see Wei is carrying this huge two-handed sword. You're led out. It's this huge circle with dirt and gravel, and there's all these people out in the stands. It's kind of quiet. They're kind of whispering back and forth. They're going like, "I heard this is Group A. I wonder, couldn't they come up with a better name than Group A, like Group 1 or something? I don't know." And so there's kind of some discontent among the people. And then you have that same little elf, thin with a clipboard, comes out and announces that Group A will be fighting this morning, and their beast of choice is a Dionysus.
Dionysus.
Yeah, there we go.
Of course it is.
So
Since I am a
Beast
druid,
of choice. It's not like we had any choice in the matter.
Since I am a druid, do I know what this is?
yes, and it sounds like Enoch does too. This is a larger version of a velociraptor, so like a velociraptor giant
So
form.
not as big as a T-Rex, but
No. So in actuality, velociraptors are roughly the size of a turkey.
Mm-hmm.
So the Jurassic Park films where they were child size is vastly inaccurate. But this is like the size of
a Jurassic Park velociraptor.
no, it's probably the size of a grizzly bear. I mean, it's bigger, but it's not a T-Rex. It's not like a megalodon.
Right.
It's not. It's not.
Just one of them.
Just one. So you
Wait, take care of it for us.
The little elf walks out, and as he walks out, the ting 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 ting, the gate lifts up. Out steps this enlarged velociraptor. It gives a shriek. And somewhere off in the distance, somebody's cell phone goes off, and it sounds like the Jurassic Park theme song.
As soon as it does that, I use thaumaturgy to create that sound right back at it, only louder.
Okay, so you hear a and
okay,
then now we will.
Hold up, what's that?
Oh, go ahead.
I wanted to use some druidcraft before.
Okay.
Because I'm taking into consideration the getting the crowd, so
Okay, yeah,
I'm going to construct for each of us simply kind of I wouldn't say helmet, but like a headpiece. If you're already wearing a helmet, it'll be just something that I can clip on that makes it look like horns. Or maybe for you, Enoch, I'll do some kind of twisting thorny vine, but make sure that that it doesn't actually stick you, just whatever's coming out, to make you look very intimidating. And then
all these thorny branches coming off of my horns.
Yeah. And for Ty, I'll make you some some vine wrist guards, and with some spikes hanging out of it, or some with big old thorns coming out of it as well. And then Maximillian, are you like head to toe in armor?
Not on my head. I just have chainmail on my body.
Okay, I wouldn't mind getting you like some kind of wooden helmet that kind of comes over your eyes like a Spartan, but it's all veiny and the at the top, it has the fur, but it's like it's not flowers, but it's like really jagged grass. That's really and then for myself, I will have basically something that's pulling my hair back around my head and kind of ties it off, but it's like one what's it called, birds of prey or birds of paradise in the middle, to kind of give it like a tama, or like a mohawk looking, but it's actually just a birds of paradise flower. And so that's what I give all y'all. It does nothing, but the crowd might use it as a like a shock and awe type deal. Like, oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. I'm the only one with a flower. No one else has flowers.
Okay.
We might want to come up with a name soon as well. Might help our chances with the crowd.
True.
All right. So we will.
If y'all will let me do that for y'all. Sorry.
Yeah.
You guys, we will take a break. You can think about a name. We'll come back in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and we will fight our dino.
Nice. Huh? All right.
Wait. No. Wait.
No, we're back. We're back, and fight music has started already. Mortal Kombat. Exactly.
Finish
just like golly.
So, you guys have found yourselves in a Coliseum Fight Club type event. You are fighting against a enlarged raptor-looking dinosaur. He's not going to say anything about Fight Club because he knows the first rule of Fight Club. But he roars. There's another roar that is magically given back by Enoch. I will say, because I think Val, you used a first level spell, you were able to catch that up that night. So
Thank you.
don't worry with that. But
I would like to
Sten-
cast Shillelagh.
Okay, go
Before it's a cantrip. It
Yeah.
just gives me extra damage on my scimitar.
Okay. So you say a few words, your scimitar lights up,
There you go.
pretty colors. This particular dinosaur is he takes a step out the cage, another step out the cage. It has a very pretty purple and blue pattern on its skin. You can see the muscles rippling underneath the scale hide. You can see vicious claws and talons and teeth, and it will come kind of bobbing out, takes notice of you guys, and starts charging over towards you.
How far away from us is it from us at this point?
Well, starting out at the other gate, it's probably around 150 feet. Comes out, gets within probably 100 feet of you guys, and notices, hey, there's some fresh food.
Enoch gets his bow out and he's ready to go.
Okay. And so,
DM?
yes, sir.
Is it okay? The shillelagh, or shillelagh, whatever,
Shillelagh.
can only be done on a club or quarterstaff. So, is it okay if I go ahead and have my scimitar, but ask them for a quarterstaff as well, since I'm proficient in that as well?
Yeah, or I'm perfectly fine with
Okay, cool.
the shillelagh being accepted on the scimitar.
Well, scimitar is a D8 already. This is actually no, it's a D6. Okay, well, cool. We'll make it. Thank you for that. I'll do that.
Yeah, that's fine. And so we will let Enoch. We'll say you can get 2 shots off before it can get within range of everybody having to roll initiative. So go ahead and roll 2 attacks.
Okay, let me get the right ones here. Both of them are 9s.
Okay. Total?
9 each, yeah.
Yeah, so those, you see, you notch an arrow. First one goes wide, gets a little bit closer, get it in your sights. It's not so much of a straight shot, but an arc, and so it kind of just bangs off of its hide, lands on the ground. So this thing is charging forward. Did all of you guys go ahead and roll initiative?
Initiative. Ah!
Not bad.
Oh my gosh.
14.
So, let's say 20 or 25, 20, anybody? 20 to 15. 14 to 10.
14.
13.
10.
Okay.
Natural
let's
1. So a 2.
There it is.
You got it out of the way now.
Ty, you said 13?
I got a 10.
Okay. Maximillian, did you say 13?
Yes.
And then that leaves Val with a 1.
A 2, actually.
Oh, excuse me.
I got a +1 at least.
Okay, with a 2, a dirty 2.
Dirty 1.
Oh yes, dirty 1. So here's what happens. This huge dinosaur is running in on you guys. Way actually rolled really well. He's going to go first, followed by Enoch, then Maximillian, Ty, and Val. You will you'll be in there sometime or another. Oop. So first, what you see is Wei Wei run out in front of you guys, and you see him start to just stomp the ground in a rhythm, and he starts just clapping his arm on his hand on his forearm, and he'll go to the other forearm, and then he'll slap his thighs, and he just kind of goes into a rage of sorts. And so he does this haka, and he does this rage, and as he goes into this rage, you see all of the faces that are tattooed all over him. They begin to, it's like they're pouring off of him, and they start to surround him on all sides, and he is there, and then there's this wall of these figures that were just tattooed faces on him a moment ago, and so he's going to roll an attack on this dinosaur as it comes in, and that is not going to do it. So, no, nope, it's not going to do it. He misses on his attack. He swings out, it just clangs off of the side of him, and he's just kind of standing there with all these people surrounding him. And now it is the dinosaur's turn. The dinosaur has multi-attack, and it's going to reach out, and it's going to try to attack Wei Wei now. And so he will bite at him. Rolled a 3, so that's going to miss. The second attack is a 14, which will hit Wei Wei. Wei Wei rolled a 3, so that's 11 damage. Now it is Enoch's turn. Enoch,
All right.
you have. Oh, go ahead.
Is this just in a wide open area, or is there any areas of cover, places for cover, or anything like that?
There's a few spotted places where there's like some destroyed chariots. So about 60 feet from the dinosaur, about 25 feet from you, there's looks like what's the ruins of like a horse chariot turned upside. There's like some other things. There's a few stone pillars, but they're further towards the rim of the Colosseum. But you're kind of out here in the middle, and so you've got.
So he'll advance to that nearby broken down chariot, move 25 feet to there. Then he'll take 2 more bow shots.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
First one is a 21
That hits.
for 13 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
The second one is a 15
That also hits.
for. Oh, how many points did I tell you was the first one?
It was
What did I
13.
say? Okay, I said that wrong. That should be 11 on the first one, and the second one is 7. I added the wrong number. Sorry about that.
And the second one is 7.
Yes,
Okay.
and then he will duck. He'll duck behind, trying to get as much cover as he can, hiding behind the chariot.
Okay.
After that,
Next we have Maximillian.
All right, I go ahead and pull my long sword out of its sheath and charge right into battle, right up to it, and attack. And that is that is a 17 to hit.
17 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, max damage. That is an 11 points of damage.
Nice.
Wow. Okay. Nice.
nice.
So
Good job.
you see 2 arrows strike the side of our dino villain, and it kind of goes. It kind of stumbles, missteps, and as it does that, Maximilian takes the opportunity to come in with an uppercut. And he slices a deep, deep gash into our dinosaur friend. Is there anything else that you'd like to do?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do.
Ty, you're next.
Okay. I'd like to go up to the dinosaur and try to hit one of its back legs.
Okay.
With my quarterstaff.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll. Are you trying to trip it, or are you just trying to go for a weak point?
Just going for a weak point.
Okay, go ahead and what's your roll?
That is 11 to hit.
11 does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay, well, I can use my bonus action to make an unarmed attack then, and I will go for the same spot.
Okay, go ahead. Roll damage, or roll for the attack.
That is 16.
16 does hit. Roll for the damage.
Okay, cool. That is 6 damage.
Nice. You start as you go in and you punch. You hear a crunch. It begins to limp as it continues to move forward. It's looking very badly hurt. Y'all are doing really well against our dinosaur friend. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No.
Okay.
I guess I'll try to get behind it if I can try to flank.
Okay, so you're going to kind of circle behind. Okay. Then goes our Val with a 1/2. What would you like to do, sir?
I would like to is this like the only fight that we're having today? This
You don't
fight?
know.
Don't know? Okay. Let's see. I am going to run up to the dinosaur and slash at him with my scimitar, but with slash, but with respect to the animal, for we not know this animal was probably taken from its home and bred to kill. That is.
You hear Lava Beard in the stands going, "I caught that dinosaur myself. Do you know who I am?"
That is a natural 1.
That's the second one tonight.
In a row.
That dice might need to go to jail. Dice jail.
Yeah, so that would be my attack and my movement.
Okay, so you run up, you whiff big time.
Let's see if I haven't got a bonus action right now. No. Oh, I do. Who got hit? Wei?
Wait.
Mm-hmm. Wei got hit.
For a bonus action, I will do Healing Word on him.
Okay. You can go ahead and roll the. And as let's do this. Go ahead and roll, and then.
Oh man, that's a 1 as well. So that will be 4. He heals 4.
Okay.
Golly.
Hey, that's better than
Enoch
nothing.
his dice bag to Corey if he can get any improvement.
Okay. Let's see. Val, because you tried to make all of the individuals more cohesive, it like y'all belong together and y'all are a fighting group.
Okay.
You're trying to pull in the crowd. Go ahead and roll a say persuasion check.
Persuasion, okay. Let's see how. Do I
So
get
with all the
advantage
stuff
with all
that
the
he's
stuff
built for us, are we the woodsman now?
on? Let's see. My persuasion is +2. It's not bad. A 19.
19.
19.
Also, as you whiff it big time, you manage
Look
to
graceful.
spin around and bow. And what you see is there's some people in the stands that are actually starting to take notice. They see the fight. They're kind of on the edge of their seat. They're wanting to see if you guys have what it takes to take down this dinosaur. Y'all are doing a good job. And so you hear a few people clapping. You hear some murmuring. You see some excitement in
Good.
the.
All right. We're doing good, guys. We're doing
When
good.
you walked in, it was kind of dead. Kind of like you started off your comedy special with an airplane food joke or something like that. And so you have recovered a little bit.
Good.
Okay. So
The best
we'll go
natural
back.
one I've ever done then.
We'll go. We got to save you somehow, Corey.
Okay.
So we'll go back up to the top. It is Wei Wei's turn. There we go. That's a 18. And so he takes his great sword and he will attack the dinosaur. Max damage. So that will be 15 points of damage on our dinosaur friend. And as he does this, these faces that are on him are start to surround this dinosaur. And so Wei Wei is a barbarian. He's raging, so he would only take half damage from his attack earlier. And he is the path of the ancestral guardian.
Yeah.
And so these individuals, because he's attacked, the dinosaur will have disadvantage if he tries to attack anybody other than Wei Wei at this moment. And so they're kind of beckoning and bringing the dinosaur towards Wei Wei. And so that's kind of his thing.
Mhm.
So as he slashes out, it's looking really, really hurt. And these forces, these guardians, ancestral guardians, start to move forward. And we will go to Enoch.
Okay. How far has the Deinonychus moved any closer to this point?
No, it's kind of met a standstill with Wei, and
Okay.
then the others have moved up to where he
All right.
was initially.
2 more bow shots then.
Okay.
Whap, whap.
Okay. 10 and a 9. Neither of those are going to hit.
No,
Oh.
sir.
Rats.
Anything else you'd like to do?
No, I don't have any bonus actions at this point. So.
Okay. Then it is our dinosaur friend's turn. He will roll a. He will attack Wei because he's drawn to him. He rolled a 12 for the first, which will not hit, and he rolled a 14, which will hit, and so he will lash out at Wei with his claws. That's a 4 halved to 2.
With the Sentinel feat, I get to attack of opportunity when they attack someone else other than me. So can I
Okay.
take that?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll that.
Ooh, that is 22.
That
hit.
hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is 6 damage.
Nice.
6.
Ty, how would you like to do this? I don't know if that's trademark.
Got the dinosaur.
How would thus like to finish thy villain?
Finish
How
it.
wouldst thy finish thy foe?
I see the dinosaur go back for lunging attack, and I kind of see their leg, and I kind of hit it out from beneath them and try to knock them on their side. And once they're on their ground, I kind of put one leg on them and kind of triumphantly look at the sky.
Awesome. Okay, so when you do that, roll a persuasion check.
14.
Not bad.
14.
15 minus 1.
14. You see, not the entire Colosseum, but a majority of the Colosseum stand to their feet. Some are cheering, some are clapping, some are just standing in awe. You see the people take notice of you. And go ahead, each of you roll a performance check real quick.
Performance. Let's see what we got here.
Me too, or?
Yes, you two.
Okay.
15.
15.
Natural
11.
20.
There it
So
is.
22.
There.
20.
2.
Ty.
2.
2.
3 minus 1.
So you have Ty, who tries to take a bow, gets as he does, the dinosaur that he's got his foot on exhales one last time. He starts to fall forward, but Enoch and Val grab him and kind of, you know how you let the kids like twist around and roll around, and so you kind of do this roll with them holding your arms. You land on the ground, and the crowd begins to cheer. You see the little elf gentleman with the clipboard come out, and he says, "We have our victors." And again, people still cheering, and then he says, "Please go back to the door which you came out of. We will let you know when your next fight shall be. And so, as
Okay, before we
you,
head in there, I'm going to
Yeah,
try
sure.
to gather my. I want to try to gather my arrows.
Absolutely,
What I
go
shot.
ahead. You go over, you pull the few out of the dinosaur. You go and grab the two that banked off at the beginning. You go back in before before you were given your gear as you left the door going out into the Coliseum. This particular time, you get to walk inside of the kind of waiting room that you're in before you were put out into the Coliseum. You get to walk into that waiting room with your gear on, and you uh, walk in, and looking straight forward, you see three individuals, one taller, slimmer individual, and then two kind of muscular people on either side. And you hear a female voice, and she says, "You, you fellas really showed some talent out there today. Not many people make it past the first round to try for a second." Then the two men the two individuals on the side kind of take a step forward and kind of put themselves in front of you and her, and she takes a step forward and she actually steps in between them, kind of like trying to put you at ease, and lower uh, your guard just a moment, because she kind of understands that y'all are like rats in a cage and just kind of gonna bite anybody that comes up, and so she kind of brushes past her guards. She steps forward. Val makes her a rose. Does it smell like a skunk?
No, not this time.
Okay, so she reaches out her hand, and as she reaches out her hand, you see these large white blotches on her arm. You see just regular fair-skinned human, but all along her arm there's these large splotches of just white. She takes the rose and she says, thank you, my adventurer." She says, "You're probably wondering why I'm meeting you here." She says, I'm looking for a group of adventurers, or a group of individuals with a certain mindset and a certain talent." She says, "You see, I have a problem." And she pulls her hood back, and you see what once was a beautiful face, but there are large white splotches on all over her face, all over her neck, and where you could once envision just luscious black locks of hair flowing down. I mean, you can tell that she was once a beautiful woman. You just see kind of splotches, kind of like a bald spot in one spot. You can see the pale splotch that's there where basically a splotch came up on her head and the hair fell out. And she says, my name is Sindra Sylvans." She said, "I don't know how to say this other than just come out and say it." She says, I've died. But no, I've died and I come back to life. I was brought back by a cleric, one of my best good friends. But she says, "You see, something has happened in this land. It's called the death curse." She says the only people that seem to be affected are those individuals who have died and been brought back from the dead. Although there are some rumors that are saying something is happening to the people who are dying now. There's rumors that say that even the strongest cleric magic can't bring people back from the dead. Now, this all started about 3 weeks ago. I started breaking out in this ungodly rash that turned into this that you see.
Insight.
She says, okay, go ahead.
Just to see if it's just a rash.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
25 total.
She's telling you the truth. It's no longer a rash, but maybe the symptoms started out as a rash and worked into what it is now.
Is she undead? Is it rotting flesh?
No, it's not rotting flesh. It's just, it's a paler color. It looks noticeably older in those particular portions. It's like she's losing some of her health. You can tell that she was once a very beautiful woman, but like her left eye is sunken in because there's a splotch right there underneath her eye, and it's not like.
I take my rose back. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
She turns around and walks out and leaves.
Oh, no, I'm kidding.
She says, I need people who have been able to prove themselves in battle to go and to figure out what is going on. She says, I have a few contacts in the city. I can set you up with a guide. I have tracked down the scent, signal, essence, whatever you want to call it. I feel like there's something close by Chult that will solve this or cure this curse.
Syndra,
But yes.
Is this going to lead us to our freedom, or is this out of charity? I don't mean to be rude, but
She
we're
says
slaves
not.
now.
She says not at all. She says it would be my pleasure to be able to set you free as adventurers and as partners to help me in this endeavor. She says,
employed under your service.
Absolutely. She says, I have many magical items. She says, I was an adventurer myself. That's how I once died and was brought back. She says, the stories I could tell, but I don't have the time.
Oh, darn.
There was that dragon one time. Well, never mind.
Oh, I'd love to hear
So,
that.
If I may ask a pointed question, I have some expertise in this area. Do you know if this source is of your affliction? Do you know if it is an undead source?
She says she kind of takes a minute. She thinks it over. She says, there's I've been to a cleric, the same cleric that raised me from the dead. I'm not undead. There's not anything undead about me. I'm a living, breathing human being. He says that my clerical friend said that it's almost as if my life force, my very soul, is slowly being drained away from me.
His favorite enemy is the undead, so he was trying to see if it
Okay.
was an undead source, he would be more able to track it, and then as opposed to
Okay.
another.
The people with the curse are not undead. There
Right.
may be undead characters that are going to come up that you could use that particular skill on, but as of right now, the
It
people
won't
who
help
are
with this.
no.
Okay, I was just taking a shot.
She goes on and she says, "Listen," she says, "I understand the underbelly of the pit. I've she says, I'm very influential. How do you think I came to be before you right now?" She says, "I've got treasure, I've got gold. What I don't have is the energy to be able to go and figure this out." And she says, "Here's my deal, here's my offer." She says, "Tomorrow you will have one more fight." She says, "Prove to me that you have what it takes." She says, "Win the next fight, and I will guarantee your freedom. I will set you off on an adventure that will allow you to make a new name for yourself, to be able to gain great wealth, to be able to finish anything that you are wanting to do. And I'll start it out by giving you each 50 gold apiece once you win and once you're free."
It will be done.
And what of Weiwei? He's already won his freedom once.
She says, "If he participates and fights with you," she looks over at him. She says, "I would hope that he's learned his lesson with the whole spice rack incident."
We all hope so.
And that he will choose to finish the task at hand. And he looks at her. She doesn't quite, she knows of him, but you can tell by their body language that they're not personal with one another. But he does know who she is. She knows who he is. And he says, "Syndra," he says, "I'm a changed man. So I have honor now." She says, "Well, I'm glad that you've finally caught on to that, at least." And she says the offer extends to him as well, extends to everyone. "If you win the next fight, I'll buy your freedom. I'll set you up with a job, 50 gold up front. You'll be able to keep whatever you find, and whenever you solve this mystery and you bring back my soul and my life force, we will make sure that you are handedly repaid." What say you?
I put my hand out to shake.
She shakes your hand. She offers it to anyone else who's willing to make the deal.
I'll reach out my
Enoch
hand.
puts out his hand as well and says, "It is definitely a lot better offer than the situation we have right now, so I gladly accept."
Okay. Shake Enoch. Shake Maximillian. Ty, you're in.
Does she smell?
She smells of heavy perfume, like
Masking.
She might have some body odor, yes, that comes along with
the disease.
But I just wanna be very clear, because y'all have already rolled, and I'm not trying to fool with you. I'm not trying to mess with you. She's not undead. I mean, this is a curse.
No, I was gonna. If she smelled bad, I was gonna.
Oh no.
Help her out with that.
No, she's masked any body odor or any odor very well with perfumes.
Well, Syndra, thank you. We're all looking forward to victory tomorrow for our freedom and to help you out as well. Are you free for dinner tonight? Maybe we can all have a nice meal before the battle tomorrow?
She looks at you and kind of cuts her eyes and gives you a grin, and she says,
I'll
"No.
just...
Now you know that you have to stay here." She says, "But what's one more night for your freedom back?"
Oh, yes. I was just wondering if you would have dinner with us, whether we with us or with you. Is just so we can, get to know each other better. What do you say?
She says, "Win tomorrow's match, and we can sit down and talk some more."
Wonderful. Look forward
And
to
then
it.
Wei Wei has kind of staved off until now, but he walks up and he shakes her hand. It says, I spent 12 years earning my freedom the last time. He says, and to think that after one fight, I could walk in and have an offer like this. Shakes her hand. She turns around, walks out, but before she goes out completely, she turns back around and she says, "Remember, win the next fight, win your freedom, find an adventure."
And then dinner.
She says, she pops her head back in and she says, "Then I'll let you buy dinner, yes."
We buy dinner.
And she walks out. And that's where we'll end tonight.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Cool.
Nice.